We are back with a vengeance and a different background. This is podcast number, we don't know, but it's 3 in a series of 4. It's a podcast, vodcast, vidcast, call it what you like cast, but it's certainly about J Soccer, the magazine, the editor, the president. Hello, Mr. President, how are you today?
Hello, Mr.
You can call me Prime Minister.
Mr. Prime Minister. Hello, Mr. Prime Minister. Yes, I'm fine, thank you. Hey, shouldn't we mention the shirts? How are these shirts now?
Oh yes, check out these shirts.
That's lovely. The Japan national team shirt. The authentic version with the all support for Japan logo in there, which you can just about see that.
Yeah, you can make it
This is the export version with the embroidered badge there, and blah, blah, blah. No, they're not for sale. I'm wearing the Olympic shirt. Japan have decided to go red. Oh. And no JFA, none of this JFA stuff on the Olympic shirt for some reason. I'm not sure what it's all about, but we're not allowed to wear them. Yeah. So we've gone for the Hinomaru. But I digress. Sorry, go ahead, Mr.
We're going for the what? The Kinamaru.
The Hinomaru.
Hinomaru. What is that? Sorry, it sounds like a vegetable.
Japanese.
Hinomaru.
The name of the Japanese national flag.
It's called Hinomaru.
Hinomaru. Let's not get political on this.
Let's not.
Vidcast, podcast, YouTube.
But let's talk about Freddie Ljungberg.
Freddie!
He adorns the cover of issue 2. And why?
Well, he was playing for S-Pulse
and made a big impact.
Quite a bit of excitement created at S-Pulse before he just nipped off and buggered off somewhere else. I did get to meet Freddie. In fact, the picture in issue 3, there's a picture of me with Freddie. There you go, Freddie looking very dapper. And in fact, I'm wearing a suit there too. You don't get that very often. And yeah, I met Freddie.
You're not wearing a beret.
He seemed like a nice boy.
Did he have a beret? So shit, you know,
yeah,
one for you?
A beret type thing on you.
Yeah.
A Ljungberg.
And you didn't ask for one?
No, I didn't ask him to give me a beret, no.
No?
He didn't give me one, no.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear it, because I don't think it'd suit you. But, what can we say about the magazine? I mean, there's, on a very sad note, of course, a celebration of the career of Naoki Matsuda, and you had the pleasure of meeting him.
I did meet him quite often. He was always gave 100%, believe me.
Yeah.
Ken Matsushima of the Rising Sun News wrote this great article on Naoki, the fighter. You can also see Matsuda's shirt behind us, of course. There's a number 3. That's Naoki's number for Japan and for the Yokohama Marinos. Yeah, he collapsed on the field in training of his new team, and he was gone within days. It was a tragedy, and of course it's happened recently in England with the Bolton Wanderers Fabrice Nwamba, who thankfully survived and will be back on the field soon if all stories are to be believed. And there's a Ryo Miyaichi connection there, isn't there? But let's not go into that.
Yeah, let's not. But talking of J-League legends, you've got a special also on, how do you say his name? Is it Wagner Lopez or is it Wagner Lopez?
I'm not sure how they say it now. Wagner Lopez.
Yeah, that kind of sounds right. So what kind of article is it?
That's something that's interesting.
I can't find it.
It's an interesting story. It's a
can.
very interesting story. There he is, the J-League legend, Wagner Lopez. Thiago Bontempo in Brazil tracked down Lopez, who played for Japan in that 1997 game that we mentioned previously, when Japan beat Iran. He was a Brazilian who arrived in Japan long ago, got national citizenship, played for 4 or 5 teams, played for the national team, did wonderfully well. Went back to Brazil and was coaching in Brazil, and we tracked him down. And actually in the article it says, and I quote, "The goal of my life today is to do a good job as a coach and have the opportunity to go back to Japan and help rebuild what was lost in the tsunami." And, well, it was an exclusive because 3 or 4 months later, there he was, shocking everybody by becoming a manager of Gamba Osaka. Then there were problems because he hadn't got the right technical qualifications. So they brought in a figurehead above him, but and apparently there were problems because the figurehead was not in charge. Wagner Lopez was in charge. Gamba lost their first 5 games, and the rest is history. Bye bye, Mr. Lopez. Sayonara. Ciao.
Sayonara, baby, as you used to say with Julian's Tokyo.
So my exclusive was, pretty good and nicely exclusive, and the follow-up was about to be in issue 4, but he's no longer with us, so never mind, eh?
Well, moving on, I was trying to think of a tenuous link, but I kind of couldn't think of one really.
Can't think of a link.
Let's just say tactics. I was going to say shock tactics, and these tactics are not shocking at all. But why is it in the magazine? Why do you feel the need to
Did you
let
know?
people know about
Well,
these things? Do you think
Japanese football, the J League is only 20 years old this year, and Japanese football is, the fans are not very technical and not very knowledgeable in history. They are the most fervent fans and the most technically brilliant fans. They love everything these days. But back in time, I mean, Japan has never had a goalkeeper number 1, a right back number 2, a left back number 3, a centre back number 5, a centre forward number 9. I figured they might not even know the origin of the numbers. Now, of course, we in England know all about that.
Or so we think.
Yeah, well,
And we had quite a lengthy discussion about it. Didn't
Actually,
we?
maybe
we
I
promised
should
we
say-
wouldn't have a lengthy discussion on this podcast.
maybe
but
I should say
I
that
can see where this is
we
going.
older guys know all about the numbers.
Yeah.
But the younger people, perhaps in Europe, America, whatever, they actually don't know that the numbers actually mean something.
Yeah.
Or used to.
Used to have a meaning. In
So
the
I
old
figured,
days.
we'll be a little educational too.
But
In
then
fact,
you
the next
get then you
magazine-
get guys like William Gallas getting a number 10 shirt and playing at the back, which kind of destroys it all.
Yes,
And the
yes.
squad numbers, of course, have changed the meaning of those numbers.
Exactly, the squad numbers have changed the meaning of numbers. There are no meanings to numbers anymore, although there are some meanings. For example, how about a player that takes number 18 is actually in his head wearing number 9 because he's got a little plus between the 1 and the 8.
Ah,
You know, and
who's that?
oh, Joe,
Oh, sorry.
Inter
I'm-
Milan, Zamorano took
never
the
noticed that,
18
yeah.
because the number 9 was already gone.
And he's got a little plus. And
Yeah, well, he hasn't now because he's retired now.
Oh.
But he was
Oh,
the
he had
first
one.
one. He was the first one to have that little plus.
See, I wasn't aware of that.
And then there's various players all around the world have actually started doing that. And I'm trying to think. Yeah, Bando Ryuji Bando, number 11. Number 11, his favourite number, 11. Is number 11 for Cerezo Osaka right now. He played for the Japan national team. Took number 74. Do you know why?
You're going to tell me.
7 plus 4 is 11.
Aha, very
And
clever.
Futagawa of Gamba Osaka played for the national team once and chose number 55. He always plays number 10 for Gamba. Wow, 5 plus 5 is 10. Sorry, we're
Well,
digressing.
yeah, we're
aren't we?
really digressing, and I knew this was a mistake to talk about
Anyway,
tactics.
you people listening, what do you think about numbers? Do you know guys who've chosen a particular number because of its meaning or because of some meaning that we're not sure about? Send us a comment at the bottom of this, or alan@jsogger.com. Drop me a line.
Yeah, and try and keep it polite. You
Yes,
don't deserve
please,
it. but
please.
Please keep it polite. What about Tokyo Verdy? They were polite, probably.
They-
But the best team in the land at one point.
Well, Tokyo Verdy have never been best. In fact, as
They've never been the
as
best.
the writer of this says,
I thought
Tokyo
they
Verdy,
were the best.
Tokyo Verdy were brilliant. It was actually a nice title, I thought.
So
Yet long ago, the Yomiuri Club was the best team in Japan.
Mm.
Certainly the most successful in the number of cups and trophies, etc., along with Nissan FC, who became Yokohama Marinos. The Verdi moved around. If you go back one podcast or vidcast, or whatever we're calling this, and have a listen, you'll find out the story of how they're moving around. But now they are Tokyo Verdy, and they're back in Tokyo.
And one of the other great things about this particular issue is you're getting to learn Japanese. Look, Hajime Mashite. Even I can say that.
Hajime Mashite.
I often say it at the wrong point in
Well,
time.
you see, that's a pun
You can only
issue.
say that when you first meet someone,
That's right.
On the first occasion, you say,
It's nice to meet you.
it's nice to meet you,
Hajime Mashite.
Hajime Mashite. So what's he doing in the magazine?
Well, Hosogai Hajime, that's the guy's name, Hajime.
Ah,
So
play
I
on
thought,
words there.
Hajime Mashite. I thought that was pretty clever,
That's
I
your
think
best headline today.
I think at least 3 people around the world have appreciated that. Yeah?
All right. So there was something else I was definitely going to ask you about, and I can't find it now. The Pride of Shikoku,
Tokushima.
Tokushima Vortis.
Tokushima Vortis.
It's an interesting story.
It was a very good story last year. They had he resigned. They had a manager called Minobe Naohiko, who was a great manager, played for Gamba Osaka about 20 years ago, and he took this team from a middling team of Division 2 to almost the final day. They lost out on a J1 place. And it would have been great because they're from the west of Japan, which is not so successful, a small team on an island back down in Tokushima. It would have been a very nice Cinderella story. In fact, it was almost a Cinderella story. But Tokushima Vortis, well, maybe they got another chance this year.
Yeah, let's hope so. I think you were indicating we're running out of time, so we'll leave it there. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again soon. And what did we say?
We say, get in touch at
Right.
alan@jsoccer.com.
No.
ALAN
Gratuitous plug time.
@jsoccer.com.
The Loose Cannon.
TheLooseCannon.co.uk.
.co.uk.
Joe's website, The Loose Cannon. The Loose Cannon.
I think it is. The Loose Cannon.
.co.uk.
myself,
Joe
but
Broadfoot.
yeah.
Alan Gibson, president and editor of JSoccer magazine. Look at jsoccer.com or give me a take two. Drop me a line at alan@jsoccer.com. That's ALAN @jsoccer.com. Bilingual.